Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series to be hosted by yours truly, Albatross of Time. Welcome to The Last Federation by Arkin Games. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start off as if we had never played it before, because I might as well have at this rate. Story mode, first of all. I'm the last of the murdered race of Hydrals. My countrymen were the dictators of the solar system, so we kind of had it coming. Yes, that's me above, and you are me. This is our story. I was the sole survivor thanks to a renegade mission I undertook, betraying my race to bring spacefaring technology to our potential rivals. My ultimate goal, the creation of a peaceful, unified federation of planets. Only then can we be safe from the kinds of atrocities my race committed and the kinds that we were committed against us. Naturally, upon my crash landing at this planet, I was placed in captivity. Having no concept of my strength, they did not realize that I was merely waiting. I waited years. Stardate, first one Proto 3000. My dream of a universal federation is as alive as ever, and now the Acutians have finally gotten themselves into orbit. After spending so much time with me as a peaceful captive, they were ill-prepared for my escape. I have commandeered the first prototype executor, and now the Acutians are in hot pursuit. The Acutians are still in the process of ramping up their space industry, so that gives me a short window of opportunity. But soon their mechanical CEOs will be looking to make planetary acquisitions. These dangerous, amoral robots destroyed the last remnants of my race after the Evux almost wiped us out. Having them as my enemy was a given, I think. Here they come. I outclassed this force so severely that it'll be almost impossible to lose, so now's a good time to put my ship through its paces. But I'll still have to be careful. If they manage to take out my ship, I'll be just as dead now as later. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we get to see the combat mechanics stage of this particular game. Is it the main draw? No, we'll get to that in a second, but we do need to know this before we know anything else. Welcome to combat. It's always your lonely flagship, plus whatever NPC allies you can muster versus an indeterminate number of foes. Combat's turn-based, might as well not be at the rate we're probably going to go. First order of minute. Yeah, we're just going to learn the basic movement mechanics. You can chart out your course and then decide what you want to do with each of your weapons. I haven't locked any others in my 30 minutes of playing this outside of this particular stream. But, let's see here, you got 4 different firing modes. You got your auto fire, you got your fire selected ship, fire at a particular point on this particular map, and the hold fire thingamajiggy. And we have 3 guns, a minigun, an energy blaster, and a gravity lance. Different guns to do different things at different points, and over here, ladies and gentlemen, we have some enemies. And it'll get more complicated as we go along. That's all we really need to know right off the bat. And as you can see, you put in your course, and then you take your turn. We're just going to keep it on auto fire for the time being, take out a couple of these little fighters. Note, the big ships are the flagships. They have shields. The little ones are things that are launched from the big ones or stations sometimes. They do not have shields. They're much easier to take out. So let's just bear straight for where this guy is going, because why not? And that's enough of that. We're going to try and loop back around, keeping this guy in range. What's the best thing to shoot against this guy? Energy blaster. So we're going to switch over to our energy blaster and fire selectedly at this guy, swooping around and trying to get right up behind him is probably going to be the best way to go. Most battles have a single objective, but that objective may involve multiple parts. This particular battle has 2 objectives, either of which you can choose. If you choose to destroy the enemy flagships, you'll gain some credit. You can identify flagships by the fact they're quite large and usually there is at least one chasing you. Yeah, they're the things with shields. Or I can dock with the science lab, and I'll give them some technology that'll make them stronger, and they'll like me better. And sometimes there will be side objectives. That's all you need to know for right now. Breaking you guys in as much as I'm breaking myself in for this particular thingamajig. Alright, they have a little bit of shield left, but not too much. So what I'm going to do, because I already know that the guys will do much more hull damage with my minigun. I'm just going to switch over to that and break him down. Alright, right up his booty. And away he goes. Okay. Apparently the armored hull resists ballistic. I was incorrect with my previous assertion. That being said, course plotted. We'll switch over to our gravity lance, which is much shorter range, but should do a significant amount of damage to him. And he's going to blow up one of these days. 40,000 damage. I like the sound of it. He did a lot of shooting at me, which I didn't particularly appreciate, but not too much to worry about. So we're going to make a beeline straight for this other guy. Energy blaster at go-go, turn around, target ships. This guy can already start shooting at him. Fantastic. As you might be able to tell, these ships are nothing compared to what we are right now, but it'll get a little bit more difficult as time goes on. You'll see, hopefully, if this particular series goes anywhere. I don't really know yet. What we got going on here? Just gonna make a quick little turn because he's probably gonna... Oh, wait, looks like I killed him anyways. Flagship power management unlocked. I swear it's the last time I'll interrupt you during this battle. The tutorials here are great, but know that you are getting a few turns in. There's one more bit that you probably don't know. It's time to give you direct control over power distribution to your 3 subsystems. Okay, basic thing to take away here is that you can guide your ship around, and now, if you look over here in the top left-hand corner, you can divert power between weapons, shields, and engines, as you might... Yeah, it works pretty exactly how you think it would. Alright, this is taken care of. Gravity lance away because his shields are down, and chasing him down. So, as you can tell from this game, so far, it has a pretty nice combat system, but that's not really the big draw to The Last Federation. The big draw is coming next. Alright, let's look at the after action here. The Acutians lost 1 flotilla, 1 armada, 37 hostile ships participated. I destroyed a total of 4 ships, probably most of those with little tiny fighter dudes, but I did blow up one of their flagships. So the Acutians now really fucking hate me. Minus 100 is pretty bad. Close this out. Sweet mother of space sheep, it's the solar map. I'm gonna introduce you to this gradually. For now, a lot of stuff is hidden. Don't worry about trying to create the Federation yet. Ladies and gentlemen, the Last Federation is indeed all about eventually forming the Federation of Planets. Note the solar system, as we were talking about earlier on, the Hydrals, maybe? I don't know. Whatever they were called, they're no longer there. This is the solar system. Each particular planet has their own particular species. Ours got kicked to hell and back. What were they called again? Hydrals. That's right. We're Hydrals. We're the last surviving one. And it is up to us as pretty much the guiding influencer with our overpowered ship to go to each one of these different empires and do all kinds of different weird little things to influence them against each other and towards or against me to eventually form the Last Federation, as it were. And at each of these different planets, where am I right now? I'm on Amon, home of the Acutians. Probably not where I really want to be. But we've got all kinds of different things we can look at. We can look at the planet details. There will be so many more here soon. Friendly acts, we could do all kinds of things here. Assist with the Armada construction is probably not what we're going to want to do for our most hated enemies right off the bat. We could attack some local armadas on our own, gain a few credits. 800's really not all that much. And we could talk to the Acutian CEOs. That's another thing. Each of these different races has a slightly different way of going about interacting with them specifically. The Acutians have their CEOs, the Thoraxians, which is some kind of hive mind thing, and apparently now I'm there because I accidentally clicked, has, I believe, a queen? I'm not sure. I haven't played too much with this as of yet, but believe me when I say, this game is pretty much just about being a huge space dick. This is as close to a science fiction Crusader Kings 2 pandemic-style grand strategy game that I've been able to find on Steam so far as of yet. and it's awesome. And it just came out, and people are probably trying to look for it. So I'm gonna give them some goddamn material. Now, I have 2 particular quests. Andor Military has a secret proposal to gain spacefaring tech. That's another thing that's kind of weird about this. Each of these different races aren't actually spacefaring yet, which is weird. They were all under control at some point, and then the Acutians kind of killed us all, or maybe it was the Evox who killed us all. Anyways, each of these species not spacefaring. What's the best way for us to get them to like us right off the bat? Give them spacefaring. So, kind of want to decide on a thing to do right off the bat. Where are the Andors this time? Each time you do this, it's a little bit different. They're all on the same side, so what I'm going to try and do, my basic scenario strategy right off the bat, is try and get in good with the Hive Mind since we're already here, and the Andors since they have the quest this time. 10 months, I should be able to do some stuff before that expires. I kind of want to give them spacefaring, but what I will do first is give these guys spacefaring. Deliver spacefaring tech. Computer report. Your race has long possessed the secret of spaceflight, and it is yours to bestow where you will. This race will eventually reach the stars on their own, but granting it to them early will make them very grateful. For each of the different things you can do, it'll list out most of the more obvious benefits and detractions so that you get a good idea of what the main effects will be. Maybe not all of the secondary and tertiary effects will be obvious, but hey, look at this. 5,000 credits plus 50 influence with this. For some reason, we're already negative with these guys. And the Acutians will fucking hate us even more than they already are, but who cares? Because we're going to shit all over them as hard as we can. Let's go ahead and do it, because why not? You gotta do something, right? Oi! Okay, so stuff just got real. Maybe. This is either going to be incredibly easy or impossibly hard, depending on how many races are already spacefaring. Just be careful of alerting those spy probes, make your way to the drop zone, and that's it. All turrets have limited firing arcs, so if you maneuver cleverly and are a bit lucky, and not many races are spacefaring, you might be able to complete this in just a couple of turns without firing any shots. If that's the case, more power to you. Each one of these gets harder as you go, so enjoy the ease with the last. Main takeaway there, each of the other races will not like the other races getting spacefaring, which is, understandable. It's more competition for each of them, so it gets harder and harder as you go. So this one, all we really have to do, if I remember correctly, is pump everything to the engines. And if we take a look over here, we have a shitstorm blockade of all kinds of Acutians wanting us not to do what we're doing, but we're going to do it anyways. And we have to get right here to this drop zone and then just book it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Beeline it straight in, hold fire because we don't really need to worry about weapons. Vroom diddly doom. Set movement, do it again. You see, it's turn-based, but it actually works really, really fast. I was very, very happy about that. And we can actually make it here without taking too much damage, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Wow, actually, that was a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but pod successfully jettisoned with technical documents. So, we're going to go ahead and end the combat. Turns taken. Okay, that voice in the background sometimes says some things that are a little bit ominous, but everything happened that we thought was going to happen. Probably could have gotten a couple more credits if I had taken the time to destroy some things, but hey, 5,000 is good enough for right now. Alright, and now we can do some friendly acts, hostile acts, and talk to the Thoraxian Queen. Let's go ahead and try that. The Thoraxians are overall very difficult to please, and there are comparatively few political deals you can make with them. They are also somewhat capricious, though logic does largely drive their behavior. Periodic hormonal shifts, and the Queen as they go through their things. The Queen has mood swings, so we're not always going to be able to talk to her, apparently. That's new news to me, but kind of funny in and of itself. Let's see, mood, she is currently brooding. Her next potential mood swing is in a while. Each Thoraxian planet has its own hive queen. She has her own mood based on her local circumstances as well as the Thoraxian situation in general. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. Do I want to make any political deals right now? Interplanetary relations, can't make any of those. Local pally deals, prioritize production of workers, will temporarily double birth rate. Sure, that sounds all right, and we'll get a little +1 influence. Sure, we have plenty of credits to spare, and that's what just happened. What far-reaching consequences does doubling the birth rate of a hive mind have? I don't know, but we'll work for it. Military deal. We could go ahead and destroy a pirate base and get a little bit more credit. The Thoraxian Armada will lose a flagship, and they will... Oh, wait. What? Oh, yeah, okay. It's a pirate base, but it's still going to be labeled under Thoraxian... Actually, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Anyways, we have like 10 more months to be able to get that quest done I was talking about earlier, so let's go ahead and do this. It'll only cost 449. We'll still be above 5k. Hopefully this isn't asking for death. Okay. Oh, I just did it, and it wasn't actually a hostile or friendly action that took us to the thingamajig. Interesting, I suppose. So that's done. What's done is done. They'll start building their ships, as you can see, orbiting here. We don't have to have it paused, but it's nice to have it paused. See, you unpause it, and now you can see time ticking away. Let's go over to the Andor homeworld. They were not spacefaring, but will be soon. Who are the Andors? A utopian society of robots. They are peaceful and benevolent and will never try to take a planet from another race. They will fight for a variety of reasons, but they can also be relied on to send aid where it is needed. Interesting. Now, that being said, we are going to deliver spacefaring tech and get another 5,000. The Acutians will not like this, neither will the Thoraxians, but they already kind of like it, so we have a little bit of wiggle room, so to speak, ladies and gentlemen. Be right back. I'm going to check my audio. Who are the Andors? A utopian society of robots. They are cool. That worked for me, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to make absolutely sure this is going to be good for the tube whenever and wherever we decide to take action on that particular point. Now, back into the game. Take action. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, that's right. All I have to do is get in here, and now we can see the Thoraxians and probably the other guys will be waiting for us to blockade this. Okay, so they're our buddies, so we're not gonna try and kill everybody. Hold fire. Everybody on the engines, good to go. Making our way in the world today. See if we can just bust on through here before they get to fire on us. Hopefully, we don't die right on the ingress. And there go our shields. Holy crap, that was close. But it's okay. All you have to do is survive to the end of the level. After each and every single fight, your shields, your ammo, not that there is ammo, and your health gets completely recharged. So we're going to end combat. What's done is done. Technology tree unlocked. Hey there's a new button under your basic info tab on the solar map. It shows you what technologies you and all the other races have researched. By the way, don't worry about memorizing all this. You can read it again anytime in the logbook window on the main solar map interface. So all of this stuff is stuff that we do not have, except for this maybe basics of atomic theory. There's nothing super complicated about the concept of technologies. Once you are a race, have a check mark in your column in the tech progress screen. That's it. You know the technology, and you get whatever benefits it confers. And there are a lot of different kinds of technologies. Some benefit you, and those are grouped at the top of the tech grid. These typically do not do things, or typically do things like increasing your hull strength, improving your science or manufacturing skills, etc. A lot of them have no direct benefit for you. You're not a planetary power, so you don't need things like safe nuclear power, for instance. But these technologies are of immense value to your allies and enemies. Help your allies get what they need, and you'll be that much closer to forming the Federation. So, there are some technologies that will be good for us specifically. Most of the technologies will be good for the people we're trying to influence. We cannot directly research technologies ourselves. We can help or hinder the various races, and we can steal technology from people directly. I mean, we're on our own. We are the last living Hydral, so that's the way it goes. Let's take a look at this for a second. We can see who we're in alliance with, how much science they have, how many techs they have, who they're at war with, how many planets and outposts they have, ground power, which I haven't worked with yet. Space power is pretty self-explanatory, and armadas as well. Total population will probably be more important as we're going on for various reasons I don't want to get into now, just for the sake of surprise. Alright, next. How do I fit in? Well, now there are research technology dispatch missions that I can take with most races. La-di-da, it's a time requirement / money kind of thing. It's what we spend our money on sometimes. Alright, you all already know all of this. Took 4 turns, we got 5,000 credits, plus 50 influence with the Andors, hallelujah. And the Thraxians don't like us nearly as much, but that's okay. So, our 2 allies starting off are going to be the Hive Mind and the robots. Sounds good to me. What can we do with the Andor Parliament? The Andors are about the best enemy to have in all. They aren't above violence, but I don't think they have any desire to ever spread off their utopian homeworld. Their disapproval means I will find it difficult to get favors from them in the future. However, that's fine. Each time you play this game, apparently, for the Parliament, I'll be honest, the last time I played this is the only people I really interacted with, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on. They have a parliament instead of a queen, and they have 6 different parties, and you can manipulate which one of those is the ruling party, and each of the different parties has a different thing that makes them useful vice the others. This time, I think we should probably go... What do the environmentalists do? Primary focus is helping the environment on all planets. No, thank you. Let us go ahead and make an impassioned speech for... Oh, this is going to cost 300 credit. That's fine. We have plenty. Roboticists. I don't care about helping the robotic thingamajiggies. Primary focus on trade, suppressing crime, preventing disease, preventing strife and war. Let's go for the trade union, because why not? Spent 400. Hallelujah. We gave them 13 seats, so eventually they will be the ruling party. Because, yep, environments only have 70 seats, so that's nice, I guess. Can we do anything with it, General? Share tech with other race. I could give them this. It'll cost 800, but we'll get a little bit more. Wait, +2 accusation attitude towards Andors? Do we really want to do that? Interesting. Not interested. We could colonize a moon for no particular reason. We get a little bit more influence with the Andors, but we're looking for big gains, not onesies and twosies. So we're just going to leave for right now. And first thing I kind of want to do is go over to the Accusation homeworld and try a hostile act. Let's go ahead and attack local armadas on our own. They're going to hate us, but we'll gain credits for it, and I kind of want to get into a fight. Alright. Attack planet defenders. 1 or more armadas currently are entrenched as defenders around this planet. To win this fight, you must kill all the enemies that I find. Fairly straightforward. Okay, Executions have no shields, but a shit ton of hull. We're going to be wanting to use the minigun with significantly more power attributed to it. Don't particularly want to go too fast. I don't think these guys are very fast. There we go. Let's go down to 3 until I figure out how much they're going to hit us for. And then fire selected strip, minigun right here. 60,000 is much more like it. Oh lord. Hopefully that doesn't all hit us, because it's scary as hell. And let the pieces fall where they may. Let's go. Alright, that hit us, but not as hard as I thought it was going to, so that's good. 120,000. And he's going down. One more turn should do it. Let's try and dodge right through here, I'm thinking. Yes. Good. Somebody's shooting missiles at me and I don't freaking appreciate it. Let's just get out of here for right now. And then auto-target everything around us, because we can. Some of those turrets are making me real sad, but our shields are doing fine, so nothing too particularly sad about it. Okay, energy right on this little guy. Don't have to worry about him anymore, nor do we have to worry about the turret here, I don't think. Good. And with our energy blaster still equipped, we're going to run this guy down and get rid of his shields. Oh, I don't like being sandwiched like this, but we're in a good position to dodge quite a few of these energy blasts, or, run right in them. Energy absorbers resist energy. What are those, like cloaked? Some sort of dampened blasts? What are we aiming at now? We're looking for the gravity lance. Gravity lance. To rip him a new one. So he should be dead in 1 or 2 turns. 54,000, yeah, he'll be dead next turn. So we want to think about the next group. Right here, shield damage, not too much. Note, if you have more in your engines, you'll be able to go further, just so you know. Further, faster, stronger, longer, etc., etc. 282,000 shield damage, I like it. Oh, I just turned into every single one of those. And if he works just like the other guy, this is exactly what I want. Boop, boop, boop. It's okay. Now, while it seems easy right now, it won't stay that way. Alright. That sounds fine. We're going to end combat. Total of 37 hostile ships participated. I destroyed 8 of those. Minus 148 influence. We're now at negative 1200. This is as hated as I've ever been against this guy. But hey, we got 2600 credit. Now what to do with those, I don't really know. We could recruit an informant, see what that does. If you wish to run hostile raids or sabotage missions out of the local planet, you need a contact in the underworld. Recruiting an informant opens up a whole host of new actions for you there. Sounds good? Recruit an informant on our hated enemy's planet. I like the idea. Execute the deal, and now, oh my god, there's so much more to do. What do we want to do first? Raid for technology. We're going to get these guys as pissed off as we can, just so that we don't have to worry about them later, I suppose. Now, if I raid for technology here, everyone will hate it, because it'll be a thiefly thing. Permanently increase credit cost to get out of informants for all future tech thefts and recussions by 200. So it gets harder and harder, but it only costs 100 off the bat, and we have 11,000, so whatever. I can do a dispatch mission to research technology alongside a raid, and we both learn together. Or we can do a dispatch mission to research technology that a race already knows and do it in a third of the normal time, but without any influence or credit gains. Or I can run a raid against one of the orbital science labs and steal something they already know. Okay. What do we want to do here? It costs 5,000 to hire some saboteurs. Not particularly interested right now. Let's go ahead and raid for technology. And we will try for bomb shelter? What does that do? 1.1 times more protection for citizens from orbital bombing, which apparently will be an option in the future. That's good to know. As you can tell, this game is fucking deep, which is something that really surprised me because the screenshots on Steam didn't necessarily lend to this. This is more of being a political simulator more than anything else. And we haven't even unlocked everything yet. Okay. All research boosted by 1.2. 2.3. Photon mechanics. 1.1, 1.5. So we're going to go for faster satellite communications. Seemed like the best thing to do. I need to dock with a ship. It tells you what kind right at the top of the screen. Dock with Orbital Science Lab. I can deal with that. What is this? Orbital Science Lab. So we're going to go right up onto it. And I think we just have to stay steady next to it. And Q. Yep. No. Hold fire. Just auto fire if you don't mind. Yep, 9 seconds and we'll be good to go. turn-based, but the turns happen in real time, which I really like. That was a strange way to phrase that. Anyways, we stole our combat thingamajiggy, or satellites, technology, you know what I'm trying to say. And the next part of the story, quote-unquote, the unfolding of the game, here. Special abilities. Ooh, shiny new toys for your flagship. You may think the combat is easy now, but as the game progresses, it'll get steadily harder. As combat becomes more tense, you will need to rely on an ever-growing list of special abilities, as well as the tech upgrades you've already been introduced to. Using a special ability sacrifices a normal turn. Instead, it just uses the ability, and whatever previous momentum your ship had is retained. That said, special abilities all have a very powerful side effect. They cause an energy ring to burst out from your flagship, destroying all shops that come into contact with it. It's hugely important in complex battles. They get pretty complex later on. Flagship customization unlocked. Here's where the combat gets interesting. There's a new customized flagship button right at your main solar map HUD. Clicking into the screen lets you choose 6 specific abilities assigned to your flagship and which 3 guns are equipped to. As you progress through the game, you'll unlock more guns and abilities. Excess unequipped abilities are also useful. Whenever you use up the ammo from an ability on your bar during battle, a new unused ability of the same category is swapped in after 30 turns, if there is one, except for operational abilities which can't be swapped in that manner. Ammo, yes, you have both ammo and a recharge time between uses. Don't worry though, ammo is completely restored after each battle. This is ammo for the special abilities. Note, quote, moving on. And also there's a black market, which will have special black market things. We'll get to it. And apparently there are all kinds of things you can do over there that'll cost a lot of money and make people really, really, really hate you. Everyone's not particularly pleased, but I do have a little bit of science to share with, first, the Thoraxians, because they need some love. Friendly acts, gift technology. Here we go. +6 influence. Well, isn't that fucking lovely? Execute. Lovely. And then over here, do the same thing. Friendly acts, gift technology, execute. Fantastic. Now, do we want a space outpost? We do, but we cannot because we don't have enough terbium. Yes, there's resource management as well. Holy shit, you must be thinking right now, does this game ever get complicated? And indeed it does. Alright, here I am. I need to know where my little ship upgrade button is. I don't particularly see it anywhere. Oh, here we go. Basic info, detailed info. Inventory. Do we have anything interesting? Not particularly. We have basic subatomic theory, faster satellite communications. Oh yeah. Ground military power and space military nanometallurgy. Little did you know. Disable planet overlays. Enable click to attack. And disable armada. Oh, I see what that is. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our customized flagship. We can have exactly what we have right now. Offensive ability, anti-swarm lasers. We have everything that we can pretty much use right now. I don't have a giga cannon though, and that sounds pretty damn useful. Auto targets the nearest enemy flagship, although it does not home in on it once fired. Damage any and all sent pass through on its way to target, as well as destroying any debris it touches. Sure, sounds like fun. You check garbage? That could be fun. Transfer power. Okay, sure. We'll go for Afterburner, because that's something I ran into earlier. Operations, interceptors, lancers, predators, and 0 interceptors. Wow. Neato. That sounds like fun. Alright. Now that we've got some things to think about, I'm gonna make this episode be done for right now. We'll have to see where we will be later on, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the introduction, you've got the basics, and later, hopefully episode 2, we'll see where we can take this next. So, it's been fun, I've had fun, and we're gonna call this one Albatrossia 1. Save. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are a little bit excited because I know I am. See you next time.